What if I were to tell you that there is a clear formula for you to follow every single time you give a speech? I'm talking no matter what speech it is, no matter if it's one to entertain, to inform, to persuade, there is a clear formula to follow. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation. It's kind of like 1 + 1 = 2. It's clear. Well, here's the formula you want to follow every time you give a speech. You want to make sure you have an introduction, a body, a conclusion, and you want to make sure that there are transition phrases throughout that whole time. This is to help to gain your audience's attention and to make each step really clear the entire way. So right now, I just want to focus on the body of your speech, and we're going to dive in just a little bit. We could go a whole long time talking about the body of a speech, but for now, let's just talk about the basics. The body of your speech is the bulk of your speech. This is where your research goes. This is where your evidence is. You might have some in your introduction and conclusion, but this is where the bulk of your speech will happen. And so, oftentimes, speakers will start by writing the body of their speech first. Now, why do you think that is? It's because if you write the body of your speech first, you know exactly what you're introducing and you know exactly how to conclude. It takes the guesswork out of those two areas. You already know what the bulk of your speech is about, what the message is, and so you know exactly how to introduce it and conclude it. It's just a simple trick. Here's another thing. Let me ask you this. How many main points do you think should be in the body of your speech? Your main points are the main things you're talking about. Do you think it's 1? Do you think it's 10? Well, the answer is 2 to 5. 2 to 5 main points make a well-rounded speech. Not less than 2, because less than 2 and you're really only talking about one thing. You're not really supporting anything. It's just kind of a talk. And more than 5 and your audience is probably going to stop comprehending what you're saying. And you want them to comprehend everything you're saying. So 2 to 5, that's how many main points you should have. Now, there's this. 3 is the magic number, 3. 3 and you know you have a pretty well-rounded speech, but sometimes you need 5 and sometimes you can do it in 2. 2 to 5 main points. And here's a clue and a helpful hint with your main points. As you're researching and trying to formulate what you exactly want to talk about, you want to be really clear. You want to focus in. You want to make sure that you are talking specifically about your topic and your part of the topic. So your main points, each main point should be one idea, not 5 ideas all over the place. It's one main thing, and then everything underneath that main thing, it's a sub-point, and those will point back and support that main point. So you want clear main points. You don't want it to be jumbled. You want it to be a clear, specific thing. Here's a helpful hint. Make your main points sound the same or similar, have a similar phrasing, have a similar letter at the front or a similar sound. If you make them sound similar, then your audience will be triggered and know that they are moving on to the next main point, and they will be able to remember it more clearly. For instance, in public speaking, I like to give the 3 P's for success in your speech, and that is preparation, practice, and positive thinking. Preparation, practice, and positive thinking. Those 3 things are very, very crucial for your success as a public speaker. But did you see what I did? I started each of those main points with the same letter, which makes it easy for my audience to understand. They can go back and go, what were those 3 P's? Oh yeah, it was practice, preparation, and positive thinking. These are just a few helpful hints for you as you dive into your main points and the body of your speech.